Mayors matter. Mayors matter. Um, when you think about when you're growing up, you think about the challenges that you have, your family has. Washington, D.C. is very far away. Very far away. Mayors matter. We just got, and I'm so proud of our friends in Washington, D.C., this $300 billion package passed. Unbelievable. You mentioned the environmental side of it. Under Obama, we had $80 billion for clean energy. We have almost 5 times that. It won't mean a thing to most families unless local leaders make sure the dollars get where they're supposed to go. Mayors matter. The disconnect that we have, those of us on national television talking about all these issues, talking about this party, that party, whatever, there's such a disconnect between what's happening in the mainstream media, what's happening in the halls of Congress, and what's happening in our communities. And the only connection, the only thing that can actually bring the resources to bear in real people's lives is real local leaders. And we have the 10th largest city in the world. In the country. Thank you. I'm getting fact checked. I'm like, am I on TV? My producers be doing that. They're like, oh man, you're about to trend. Please correct that. I was like, thank you. The 10th largest city in the United States. When you're talking about the beating heart of the next economy, Silicon Valley technology, we were talking about the opportunity to have world-class leadership as the head of this city. Somebody who can deal with the tech folks in a way that makes sense to them, but somebody who can deal with that mom who's working 2 jobs and would work 3 if she could, who's worried about what her kid's getting into, and meet both of them effectively. That's a rare opportunity. I just got back from New York City. I don't mean to offend anybody, but sometimes you have a mayor that can talk about the issues, that can get the attention for pointing to the problem, but doesn't know how to solve the problem. This is a big challenge that we have. You got rewarded now in this society for pointing to the problem, for saying this is what's wrong, and that's what's wrong, and this is what's wrong, and that's what's wrong. But can you solve the problem that you're pointing to? Yeah. Can you bring people together from civil rights to public safety? Can you bring people together from technology to neighborhoods? Can you bring people together? And by the way, can you not run from fights? You can't be the mayor of the 10th largest city in this country. You can't be the mayor of the 10th largest city in this country with these kind of problems, and you can't figure out if women should have the right to choose? That doesn't make sense to me. That's a simple one. That's the easiest question you're gonna have to deal with. You can't figure out if women should have the right to choose. You want to be the mayor of the 10th largest city? You can't figure out if the NRA is your friend or not? That doesn't make sense to me. At some point, if you're going to lead, you have to take a stand. I love Cindy. We
all do.
I love Cindy. Her values are unimpeachably clear. You know who she is. You know where she stands. You know who she's for. And you know what she's going to do. You got people in some of these cities, they might be in power, they're not in charge. They might be in power, they're not in charge. They're running from press conference to press conference, but they're not in charge. When Cindy is the mayor of this city, she's going to be in charge. She's not going to be afraid to build the tough coalitions. She's not going to be afraid to take the tough decisions. She's not going to be afraid to take accountability for the good parts and the bad parts, and there will always be both. And she's not going to be hard to find. She's not going to be hard to find. And that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for. We don't know what's going to happen with the ecological crisis. We don't know what's going to happen with the next pandemic. We don't know what's going to happen with the next inflation, deflation, stagflation. They're making up terms now to try to explain what's going on. We don't know. We don't know if there's going to be another. We don't know what's going to happen. And when you don't know, you've got to be certain about one thing, which is, making sure it's staying up there. If it's coming down, I'm leaving. Stand up. But when you don't have certainty about the problems that are coming, you got to have certainty about the problem solver you put in place. That's what you've got to have. And we've got a world-class problem solver that we can put in place. And her name is Cindy Chavez, and I love her, and I'm proud to be here with her. So thank you very much.